back. It's been about a month and a week since I posted a video. The reason is it's just been so busy. I've been doing some big projects with my husband for our landscape business. They're kind of finishing up. I'll have to update those next year as they start to grow a little bit, as these plants get a little bit bigger. It's looking really good. It's been a fun experience, but I just haven't had time to video and edit. So my kids are in a lot of different sports. I have 5 kids, so I've been running around carpooling. So my yard has been a little bit neglected. There are a lot of weeds, but I have added a lot of new stuff in my yard. I kind of want to show you all the new stuff I've planted. It's been pretty fun. I've gotten some trees, and I also wanted to give you an update on my fall containers. I know it's kind of late, but better late than never. So these are great container pots because they're going to transition into the colder temperatures. I've enjoyed them for about a month now. I also wanted to update you on my hyacinth beans. I told you I would send you guys some. They're looking really good. I'll show you how easy it is, and then I've got to make sure I figure out how to get them to you guys, because a few of you, I think there was like 7 of you that said you would like some. It was the best vine I grew this year. And then I'm also about ready to put my fall wreath together. I think next week when it hits November, I'll put it together. I'll show you a little sneak peek of all the dried flowers. They dried beautifully, and I got some beautiful grass that's going to be my main substance for my wreath. So we'll just walk around, give a little update, tell you what I've been up to, some of the things I'm doing before winter hits. I've bought a ton of bulbs, so this is going to be a lot of random stuff in this video because I feel like I've got to catch you up from the last month. So let's walk around, let's take a look at the fall containers first, and then show you some other things that I put in the yard. So it actually froze last night for the first time, so I lifted up all of my dahlia tubers. A lot of my annuals have just completely fizzled. The birds don't drink out of this bird bath. I think my cats scare them away. But look at this coral bell heuchera. I've been really impressed with these tomatoes. So I cut them probably a month ago, and they've kept their shape perfectly. The stem is right here. It's just hanging out. Oh, I did lose one. That's it. But it's a fun way to add some extra interest. Then we've got some creeping jenny, some ferns, some cute pumpkins. And then right here, some of my pansies. These are violas, actually. I do have some pansies in here. I thought this turned out really nice. Look at this beautiful white flower. So I've been able to enjoy these flowers for a while. And like I said, this has lasted quite a long time. All I did was build it up with a little bit of soil. It's been pretty wet. There's not any drainage right here. So I think I'm gonna start doing this with my bird bath since it's so boring otherwise. So I'll do some spring plantings, some summer ones, and I'm not going to worry about putting holes in the bottom because it seems just fine. And then we'll do some in the fall like I have done right here. So I am going to have to get rid of this one here in a little bit because I've got to get the bird bath inside my shop. It's not going to do well with these freezing temperatures. It will crack. It actually already has a little crack, but that was from last year. So they're kind of fickle. I'm not sure I love that. I wish they were a little bit more freeze proof. And that thing is solid. It is really hard to move. So that feels like a big project in itself right now. But there's the cats. They drink out of it quite often. Oh, she's gonna jump on there. What are you doing in there? They just think whatever I'm doing is the most interesting thing. Okay, so this one is doing awesome. This has been another month that it's been planted right here. This is a euonymus. It's a different style. It's more of a bushy type, not the crawling. And it's an evergreen. So it's a nice little filler for your winter containers. Some more of that kale. It's turning that beautiful purple colors in the center. And then this is the climbing ivy, which is going to last the entire winter. And I'm actually going to leave them in here once I remove some of these and put the bulbs and daffodils. I think that will be a nice accent. This is another one of those ivies, just not variegated. And then I got this beautiful coral bell at Lowe's. I don't know if they still have them, but they were on sale, so I think it was $4 originally, $12. And when I went to buy it, I didn't know they were on sale, so that was a huge bonus. I'm so excited. But this is going to give me beauty for at least another month, month and a half, maybe 2 months, and all of it's super cold hardy. So I'm really excited about this one. This is the pink pavilion caryopteris, cold hardy down to zone 6. All right, so I'm over on my east side flower bed that runs along this entire fence. It's looking really good. Things are starting to fill in. I'm really pleased with all the plant choices that I have in here. Anyway, the fall colors are absolutely beautiful. I wish I would have showed you them about a month ago. They were absolutely stunning, but the leaves are changing. Everything is so gorgeous. Anyway, so I'm still going to be planting for probably a month, month and a half. As long as I can plant in the soil and it's soft, I usually am planting. So this is the Marie 3 Dark Aster. When I was at the nursery recently, I knew I needed to get a few of these because look at that Rudbeckia. Look at the contrast. And they bloom about the same time. They're a little bit lower growing and I love them against the Blue Point Juniper. And what I love about these ones is they can take the full sun. They're hardy down to zone 4, but mostly they only get about 18 to 15 inches tall and 18 to 24 inches wide. Some asters can get up to 4 feet wide and they can kind of look like a weed and they're just unruly. So I can keep these under control, keep them a little bit shorter if I Chelsea chop them in the spring. But this color is just so pretty. I don't know about you guys, but I think this combination is stunning. This is why I plant roses, well, for the spring color, but in fall they really come to life. It's been a little bit cold. It's looking a little bit sad, but it's such a beautiful rose and all of my roses. I bought 13 for next year to put in my cutting garden and I'm so excited. It's fall and I'm already looking forward to spring. Look at that clump. This Olivia Austin. The more mature they get, the bigger those blooms get. Oh, it smells so good. You would not think that it's this late in the season. So earlier in the gardening season, I was telling you guys I was gonna put 3 tricolor beeches right here. Unfortunately, there were only 2. I have one little one that was originally here. I'm gonna replace it and put one of this size, but they're not cheap. So I'm gonna do that in the spring, but doesn't that look awesome? They're really slow growing, and so you can put 3 of them close together. They will get big with time, but I am going to keep them pruned. I won't have to worry about that for a very long time. In spring, I cannot wait to show you the pink foliage, the color. It's absolutely incredible. It's one of my favorite things in the entire gardening season. It definitely is a dream come true. I'm a little bit late with my ginkgos. This is one of the things I was also most looking forward to, was this golden color. I have 3 of them now. This one's a little bit ahead of the game. It's a little bit bigger, so it lost its leaves already. But what's so interesting about the ginkgos, look at that color, is they lose pretty much all their leaves at once. So I'm gonna shake this for you, and I wanna show you how they're just gonna fall off. Look at that. I can pretty much just shake that entire thing off. So that's normal. At first I thought it was dying, this one right here. It wasn't. It's just very normal for it to do that. They weren't lying about that golden color. So these are a columnar variety, the Gold Spire, and they're gonna stay fairly small. I have really fallen in love with trees this year. I'm putting trees everywhere. I added a Magnolia genie. It's really small, I know. I am getting spoiled. I just only want to buy big trees now. So this is really small for me, but columnar variety, it gets about 5 to 6 feet wide. So sometimes the magnolias in my climate will get these late frosts as the buds have already come out, and they can be very vulnerable to just kind of wilting and dying. So this one is supposedly a little bit more resistant to that, a little bit tougher. And personally, it's my favorite color bloom. It's got these dark, beautiful purple blooms, and they bloom for a really long time. I love magnolias. I love when they're done blooming. The leaves are just really nice and glossy and thick, and are just a beautiful tree for pruning. You can kind of make them a little bit more ornamental, make them kind of like a Japanese maple shape if you'd want. Just a great tree. All right, yesterday everything was beautiful. Now look at it today. It's always amazing how annuals just totally fizzle and die just so quickly. So I'm surprised that the cosmos, I thought they'd last a little bit longer in the cold, but they didn't this year. So here's the hyacinth bean. I already got a bunch of the seeds, and so we'll go take a look at them. Once they dry up like this, the outer skin, you can remove them, and then that's pretty much all you have to do. Okay, perfect. It's got that white little outer edge. I'm just gonna let these dry and make sure they're dry for about a week, and then I can package these up and send them to you guys. It's easy as that. Here is my Lady Gardener rose. It was struggling with drip earlier, but it seems to be okay now. Look at the size of that one. And it's a little bit more peachy pink. Earlier in the season, it's a little bit more pink now. I'm not sure if it's the temperatures that affect that. That's a possibility. And then right here, the almond rose, still going strong. This one has by far the biggest bloom of all of my roses. Look, it's getting a little cute button center. And so this is where I'm going to be planting 13 more roses. So these are first year plants. This is my Honorine JoJo anemone. Put them in the cutting garden because they're great for cutting, and it's a little bit shadier back here. And they are so cute. They're going to get about 3 to 4 feet tall. I'm gonna have a nice row of these. But look at that color for the late season. And they are just such an amazing plant because I've seen them in deep shade and they do great. This white color is so pretty. Brightens up this area. You can see it's come to an end in the vegetable garden area, but the black and blue salvia, they just want to keep going. So I should show you them on my front porch, but I'm not going to because I've already showed them to you guys enough. You're probably sick of seeing them. So I've got a lot of cleanup to do. There's a lot of annuals I've got to start removing, a lot of weed control. Oh yeah, warning. This is definitely something I wanted to share with you because if you've been following along on my video, you guys see this mat right here? This is the larkspur and it is absolutely everywhere. Totally invasive. I guess it was the perfect gardening season for larkspur. So I have got to remove all this. I'm never growing it again. I do not want to battle this. So be warned, if you can control it, go ahead. But I would not plant this in the future along with the feverfew. Oh man, I'm frustrated, but you live and you learn. All right, I'm just gonna finish the video. I have a few container pots right here that I updated. This is some Green Mountain boxwood. This is the cone Green Mountain boxwood, great for container pots. So I'm gonna leave these here, keep them simple. I put in some violas right here. So these are my spring pots for next year and they look great right now for winter. Sometimes it's just best to keep things simple. This is the focal point of my yard back here and I don't wanna take away from it. And I like the classic look of the boxwoods against this English style greenhouse. So there you go, let's walk in and I will finish by showing you some of those dried flowers, the wreath I'm gonna make, and show you how well they've done. Okay, so right here, so I learned a few things about the straw flower. You definitely wanna cut them before they're all the way open. It dried to perfection right there. These ones had been open for a while so you can see clearly. That's not as ideal. That one looks okay, but look at this cute one. You would not believe that these are real flowers, would you? And then right here, we've got some of that amaranth. Got to remove all the leaves. They look kind of terrible. And then the gumfrina. They've kept their color pretty nicely. So here's that Carl Forster grass. They kind of came out late in the season, so I've been waiting a little bit longer also, in addition to not being in the mood yet to cut them back. So I kind of stole them from one of the properties we take care of, since you have to cut them back in late fall anyway. But that's going to be pretty. Amaranth and that Carl Forster grass. It's a really nice contrast. Anyways, I'm excited to show you how this comes together here in the next video, hopefully. I've got plenty of dried flowers right here to make a beautiful full wreath. Okay, I hope you guys like this update. I have so much to do right now. I'm feeling a little bit overwhelmed. I have a ton of plants I still need to put in the ground. The problem with me is it's so easy to buy bulbs. It's so easy to get sucked into that online shopping, and then it all comes in and then I have so much work to do. So I am just going to take it one day at a time. I've got a lot of bulbs I'm going to be putting in the ground. I'm getting some free ones this year. So I'll probably plant more tulips than I normally do. I've got some beautiful iris varieties that are coming in the mail that I've got to get in the ground, and they are so pretty. I cannot wait to highlight these varieties for you. So a lot to do, a lot of cleanup, a lot of dead removal. And I'm actually gonna start weeding still. It's about 50 degrees right now. The mornings are cold, but still warming up a little bit. I don't worry too much about cutting back my perennials. I can do that right now, or I can wait until spring. A lot of them, the birds like to feed on them. So anyways, I hope you guys like this update. Thanks for being patient with me. We'll see you in the next one. We'll talk to you later. Bye.